Thank you. You have a generous heart. You have a generous heart. And what I wanted to know was, tell me what's your main interest in terms of this election?
Well, first thing first, let me keep it a buck. I just want Trump out. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like his mouth gets us in trouble so much. I have a whole list of things that I want and I wish and I desire for our next president to do for us.
All I gotta say is if you are looking for an entertaining, I guess I would call it, an entertaining 16 minutes, go ahead and watch the full interview between Cardi B and Joe Biden. We have America's best female role model for young women out there, and Cardi B, what a wonderful role model for people to look up to. And we have the sniffer, Uncle Joe Biden, the greatest role model for young men out there. Joe Biden. And here's the best way I'll put it. If you followed my live streams and you kind of know where I sit on this issue, maybe you can see I dislike this video. I'm just going to say, if you have followed my live streams and kind of agree with my thought processes on things, then you're going to have a fun time watching this full interview. But I made my own little version. I did a few edits, of course, here and there for the fun of it. And so I wanted to present that to you here. This is Biden, Cardi B. Who knows? Maybe Joe Biden will kick Kamala Harris off of his ticket and throw Cardi B as his vice president. Because what more could you want for female empowerment than Cardi B, your WAP girl, leading the nation?
Oh, snap.
How you doing?
Hi, Biden. How are you?
How are you? The name's Joe.
Well, hello there, Joe. So, Joe, I heard you got some questions for me.
Oh, I do have some questions for you. First of all, I want to congratulate you. The cover of, I tell you, that's pretty good. That's pretty big time. Number one, doesn't surprise me. You're on the cover. But number two, thanks for your generosity dealing with people who are suffering from COVID. There's so many people who needlessly are in trouble, who are needlessly have died when they didn't have to, if we had taken the precautions we needed to. And thank you. You have a generous heart. You have a generous heart. And what I wanted to know was, tell me what's your main interest in terms of this election?
Well, first thing first, let me keep it a buck. I just want Trump out. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like his mouth gets us in trouble so much. I have a whole list of things that I want and I wish and I desire for our next president to do for us.
Look, I need a hard hit, I need a deep, I need a Henny drink, I need a smoke, not a garden snake, I need a king cobra with a hook in it, hope it lean over. He got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Cookie A1, just like his credit. He got a beard, well I'm tryna wet it. I let him, now he diabetic. I don't wanna, I wanna you to touch that. That swing in the back of my talking misfire. The sun is going and drying, it's coming outside. Yeah, I run on that thing, the cars behind me, the way that I speak, and he tryna sign me.
Tell me what your fans most say to you when they communicate with you online. What are they most concerned about?
Obviously, free college education, free Medicare, especially now that, people are just getting sick left to right.
My mom used to have an expression. She said, Joey, the greatest virtue of all is courage. Because without courage, you couldn't love with abandon. And without courage, none of the other virtues would exist. It's time for some courage, and you're exercising it. You and other people of your stature who have millions of people who look to you. You're exercising courage. It's not easy for you to do this. You're going to get a lot of flack for the kinds of things you say, but you have the courage to stand up and say, now's the time.
Beat it up, baby, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this cookie right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a giggle, I'm kinda wild. Look at my mouth, look at my thighs. Sweater is wet, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised, that's role play. I wear disguise, I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make me dream, make it stream. Out in public, make the scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
By the way, we're going to have, if I get elected president, free college education for 4 years of college, flat out. Anybody with a family less than 125 grand, you're going to get a free education. Everybody gets free education for community college. Everybody who wants to go on and become an apprentice, free.
And that's what people want to know. People want to know, can you provide college education, this Medicare plan, without a big chunk of taxes coming out of our checks?
And the way we can pay for all of this is doing practical things, like making sure that no corporation making a profit should pay less than 15% tax on their profit. None. Zero. Everybody has to pay their fair share. Thank you for your willingness to help. I promise I'll make mistakes as president, but I'll admit to the mistakes I make, and you're never going to have to wonder whether I'll keep my word.
All right.
Thank you.
I would like to see it.
Just check me out. I've never broken my word. Anything I've said I was going to do. Never in my life.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and, in fact, ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
I don't want to be lied to.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
So once again, if you want to actually watch the full interview, you can go to ELLE, and just type in Cardi B Joe Biden interview and watch the whole 16-minute thing. You'll get some good laughs out of it, no joke. And in case you don't go, I will show you a few of the comments. But if you watch that video, 2 things I want you to notice. One is notice how often the camera cuts away because they had to edit out and re-edit something in there. Just watch for yourself in that full interview how often it does it. Notice that, and then the second thing to notice if you watch it is read the comments on the video. They're great. They're really fun. So those 2 things, if you happen to watch it, that would be my recommendation for you. But here's a few comments before we go today. We have, what's with all the editing? Did the campaign edit this thing or L? Jackhammer says, why can't we see the whole thing in a continuous stream unedited? The Jacko, regardless of what you think about Biden, why the heck is Cardi B of all people interviewing him, especially right after the WAP video? Mr. Movie, Joe sounds like a voter and Cardi B sounds like she is running. Eric Douglas just came here to read the comments and see if it's passed more dislikes than likes yet. That's funny. All right, here we go. Glym. Feel sorry for whoever had to edit this. Me too. Isn't this the lady who said she robbed and drugged men? These people watch zero world news. Mr. Menace, this is so cringe. And why are you cutting Joe up? I want to hear his rambles. Nicole Hill, with people like this being the spokesman for black people, who's going to take us serious? Shaking my head. Pharaoh Monk says, Biden thinks he can garner up the young black and Latin vote by speaking with Cardi B. We will all see whether his outreach worked this November. Do you guys think it will work? They're trying real hard. Anthony says, heavy editing, man, they didn't even try to hide it. I think they did try to hide it. I just think you can't. If you've watched any of his interviews in the last year, it's impossible to let him talk without a bunch of editing needing to be done. Pedro says, 2 whole different conversations happening here. Bert says, Laugh out loud. When she says that she doesn't want politicians that lie, the look on Joe's face completely changed. He then went on to tell her that her generation is the most intelligent generation. Oh yeah, that was funny. Biden is refusing interviews with every news network and declining interviews from reputable reporters, but he sits down with airhead Cardi B. Of course the mainstream media isn't talking about it though. I'm surprised this segment didn't end with, "My name is Donald Trump and I approve this message." That would be funny. They might use something from this. This is what's wrong with our government. They have Cardi B playing political. Free medical, free college is the first thing she talks about. Biden taking off his mask from inside his own home as the camera is rolling. Shaking my head. Yeah, notice that at the very beginning as well too. All right, plenty more fun comments to go. But yeah, guys, who are you voting for below if you have one? I am curious. I'm curious who the majority of my viewers are voting. You guys know who I'm voting for if you've followed my live streams. You know. But I'm curious about you guys because what you'll see with Cardi B and many other celebrities is they all seem to have the exact same talking points. I wonder why. All right, take care, guys. And again, I would suggest watching the full interview. You will have some fun just trying to understand what's going on between those two. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.